Today I'm going to try out some illustration markers from Five Below. They are alcohol markers and they look and feel about like a Copic marker, at least in my hands like this. They have color names, color numbers, and they are, numbered on both sides. And they have a fine tip and a broad tip. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swatch them. I've got some watercolor, cold press watercolor paper, and I'm going to swatch them because I like to see how it works on that, because that's normally what I use. I'm going to have a regular pen to write the color numbers on it, and I'm going to see how the broad tip and the fine tip do and give you my, what I feel about them. This one here is, let's see, let's just organize my blues and greens, and then I've got a couple of purples. And I never know how they're going to look on paper, because sometimes I've found that alcohol markers just don't look like you think they will. So let's put these in some sort of color order and see how it goes. It has a couple like pinks. I have a black, brown, gray, and a salmon pink. So let's see how these are. So let's start with the purple. Let's see, this is number 73. It says ultramarine. So I'm just gonna put that on there. I'm not gonna write it all the way out while I'm videoing, but yeah, this is a really deep purple. And look at that. I've used Prismacolor markers through college in doing all the marker rendering that I did. So let's see, let's overlap a few. And it looks pretty good. Now I'm going to try the fine. It's pretty good. So yeah, I like this one. So let's see what the other ones look like. And I will fast forward through these. What I'm going to do is I'll come back if there's, and talk over if there's any one that really catches my eye. But yeah, I really think these are going to be great. And so let's start the fast forward. Okay, so there was 18 in the set for $5, and I've had them a couple of months, and I guess some of the caps had gotten a little bit loose on these, like they weren't completely closed down, like you can see this. And so these will show you what they look like. Well, not the blue green, sorry. Or blue gray, that one's fine. But number 4, red, was almost completely non-existent on either tip. Number 14 had some color on the fine tip, but not much on the bold tip. And number 25 was completely dead. It was just, it's dry as a bone. So I'm missing 3, but that's alright. So I really think the color range is pretty good. The black, I guess, got a little loose as well. So there's my neutrals. Color numbers are pretty much arbitrary because you can't get them individually. So I have a couple of pinks, a coral red, so that's pretty good. A couple of yellows and greens. Now the blue was the biggest range. Like, even though these are pretty similar, that's the blues, and then there's a purple. So I would have had an orange, a more pale pink, and a bright red in the full kit, in the full set. But I think this range of colors is really good for $5. And this is watercolor paper, pretty heavy duty watercolor paper. It does bleed through, where I was really heavy handed, but that's fine. I'm planning for that with markers. But I think these will be great to put a really good like layer of color underneath other things. So since I have these 3 cards that didn't work, I'm going to see how they layer on top of one another. So say I would like to, I know 35 and 50 should layer good. But the rule of thumb when you're layering markers, put the lightest color down first. So I'm going to blend 35 and 50. So 35 and 50. And we get a green that's in between all of these. So that's pretty good to know. So 35 plus 50 on this one. Alright, so let's see how we get with a blending this coral red with 35. So again, put the yellow down first, because this way yellow would contaminate more than the other colors. So, and now I'm going to pick up 16, and let's see. There we go. I think we got the orange that we were missing with not having 14. So there we go. So if we put 16 and 35 together, there we go. We've got a pretty good orange. So they layer pretty well. I think they layer pretty good. Like I said, I've used Prismacolor when I was in college, and that was, you know, what my go-to marker was back then. Yeah, it's been a while. So it's just one of those that you get used to it and how an alcohol marker works. And because this black was scratchy, I can put it over the gray as long as the gray is still wet, and I get a pretty good coverage. So I do know if I want a pure black, I can just put it right over the gray, and the alcohol in this gray one will help it blend. But overall, I think these are a really good bargain for someone who wants to get into trying alcohol markers. Do they work like the rest of them? Pretty good. I mean, you can see there is some streaking, but that, you know, that could be just the paper that I'm using. So, yeah, for $5, you get 18 markers. Just make sure your caps stay on pretty well. And, yeah, 18 markers, $5. I think it's a good bargain. And I hope you do too. So, I hope you enjoyed this little swatching. Some of it was sped up, some of it wasn't. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, click the like button and hit that subscribe. See you soon.